She's a single mom who just lost vital services to care for her severely autistic son, and she's not alone.
Yes, scores of Michigan's most vulnerable are without mental health programs tonight, and many are pointing a finger at state lawmakers. 7
investigator Ross Jones is back from Lansing now, where at least one senator couldn't get away from his tough questions fast enough. Ross.
Glenda Malcolm, state officials cannot run from this fact tonight. They cut millions in state funding, and now many children and adults are without health services that can truly be a lifeline. As some lawmakers prepare to leave Lansing to gear up for election season tonight, many are in dire need of help, and some wish they'd stay on the job to focus on a problem they helped create.
He had been different since he was born. I could tell there was something different. He never reached for me. He didn't care to hug me.
Christy Ossenmacher worries about her son Denny almost as much as she loves him.
I'm going to be on TV, right, Mom?
I think so. There's a camera right there.
10 years ago, Denny was diagnosed with autism, a disorder that makes it virtually impossible for him to understand other people, communicate his feelings, and develop relationships. When he can't express himself, Denny sometimes becomes violent.
I've had to call the police on him a few times, and he's not a bad kid. He's not a bad person. He doesn't understand this world, and when he's upset, he doesn't know how to deal with it.
Ever since his diagnosis, Denny and his mom have found respite here at an agency called the Guidance Center, a nonprofit group that provides mental health services that Christie's insurance won't cover, but the state of Michigan would. The center offers things like speech therapy, in-home support, someone to help Denny in school, and a case manager to handle his therapy and medications. For Christy, it's been a lifesaver, especially since her husband, a longtime Southgate police officer, died suddenly last year of a heart attack.
He's come so far because of all the help. I mean, it takes so many people to help a child with autism really improve.
But a few months back, those services abruptly stopped after lawmakers in Lansing cut funding to them by more than half. It happened after Governor Snyder proposed something called Healthy Michigan, a program that expanded Medicaid to nearly 500,000 more Michigan residents. It was hailed by both parties, shifting health coverage expenses from the state to the federal government and saving the state of Michigan millions. When it became law, Michigan cut back on how much it put towards kids like Denny, thinking Medicaid would cover the difference. But mental health providers across Michigan say the state cut back too much, more than $40 million too much. It caused them to cut back services and left kids like Denny out in the cold. Denny's mom doesn't qualify for Healthy Michigan because she makes too much money, but her insurance won't pay for the services that her son needs, and she says she can't afford them. Denny's been without help from the Guidance Center for 3 months, and his mom says he's getting worse. When's the last time he was violent?
This weekend. He got a butter knife, and I'm sure he wouldn't have used it, but, you know, and he starts pushing and shoving me.
Christy's other son, 12-year-old Eric, ultimately came to his mom's defense. She says today he's her only support.
He helps me. He's stronger, and he keeps Denny in line.
The Transition to Healthy Michigan plan should not result in any elimination of funding for the priority populations.
Linda Zeller is a deputy director in the Department of Community Health, which pushed the cuts to state mental health spending from $281 million in 2013 to less than $100 million in 2015.
There should be a smooth enough path that we're doing that no one should have to lose services.
But some have. And are you comfortable?
Because of this transition.
Are you comfortable knowing that there are?
Of course, none of us are comfortable when a person who needs services, who had them before, doesn't have them.
But that discomfort didn't convince Lansing lawmakers to do anything about it. Their scheduled summer recess begins today, and they will leave the Capitol without providing any additional funding to help kids like Denny. It's a decision that some, like Senator Roger Kahn, aren't eager to discuss. He refused to be interviewed for nearly a week, then ducked out a back elevator on Tuesday just to avoid us. It didn't work.
Sir? Sir, can we talk to you, sir? This is a serious issue.
I'm being harassed by this gentleman.
Services like those that help Denny are just part of the cuts being stomached. Tonight on 7 Action News, after the NBA Finals, how a program that has been in place for 3 decades was forced to shut down, and how care workers believe it could literally cost lives. I'm Ross Jones, 7 Action News.